Peace, blessed family. It's your girl Sony back again with another. I miss doing that, you know. I gotta give it to y'all rough, raw, and rugged. You know, the girl from Brooklyn, Black Yankee. In case y'all wonder, the Black Yankees, they're from the Negro League, Joe. And I love the Negro Leagues. I go to Kansas City just to go to the Negro League Museum. My ex got family that worked there. Well, we got family because we still family, auntie. We still family. And when I found out that they was from where the Negro League was, oh man, I got so much Negro League apparel at one time. That's all I was spending my money on, baby. And hooked some of my friends up to get some stuff. But I started this one out because I was thinking, you know, a lot of women that I had in my life, and we turned out to be an amazing couple. I was not their first choice. I was not. If they had walked in a room in a club and I walked in a room in a club, we would not have picked each other. Because a lot of them was bi-curious, but they identified as being heterosexual. I've been out and proud since I was 24. I always had a certain type of woman that I wanted, that I was attracted to. Light and sweet like I like my coffee. Hey, it is what it is. But I look for certain qualities within them. So walking in the door, no, we would not have chosen one another, but God put us in certain places where we got to know each other. Because everyone that I ever had, we started out as friends. We started out as friends because I didn't see, like, I could tell that they was attractive. I'm not Ray or Stevie. I keep telling y'all that. But that has never swayed me because I am a beautiful woman and I have been raised with and by a lot of beautiful women. So beauty has never did nothing to me. But by getting to know them as friends, it opened my heart chakra. And I got to see them and they got to see me. Not the physicalness, because the physicalness, people just think, and I'm not. I'm a teddy bear. God allowed me to be able to get to know these women on a different level and vice versa. And through time, we develop feelings for one another. And that has been an ongoing occurrence in my life, I realize. I don't question God. I know God does everything perfect, and I'm grateful. And he has protected me even when I put myself in harm's way. Even though some of the women didn't have the best, didn't want the best for me, and wanted monetary things out of me, and I couldn't see it because I always wore my heart in my sleeve. God pulled me from these situations before it could have gotten worse, before my heart could have truly gotten broken. You know, they say hindsight is 20/20. You get to sit back, but we were not each other's first choice. If we had been in certain places, but things worked out the way that it did. And I'm not gonna lie, in my youth, lust led me a long way. Lust. Because everyone I had was much more advanced than me. We'll put it that way. Yeah, they was advanced because growing up, I was never into the physical. I was always more spiritual and wanting to learn. It was never about anything else other than that. But when I did get my feet wet, dip my foot into the pond, it was off and running like, woo, just what I was missing. But I've always had self-control. That's why I've never had a one-night stand. I've never been with one person. I've never met anyone and had relations the first night. That ain't my story. I love my body. And I tell you, I grew up in the height of the alphabet boys epidemic in the 80s. So that was like, nah, we're not doing that. But I always want to get to know people, to know what have you been through. Because I already knew we were attracted to each other because I was still low vibrating at the time. We had a lot of issues that were similar, whether they wanted to mention it or not. I already knew the similarities. I was waiting for them to come around because I know how the spiritual walk works. And it's amazing how God works. So that's why I always give God the praise and the glory and give my petition in the morning and night, and sometimes the middle of the day, depending on my situation. Because God has always protected me from me. God has always protected me from what I wanted to give me what I need. He let some of them wants get in there, and the wants was the ones that tried to break a sister down. But he also blessed me with a lot of needs. And the needs took care of your girl and kept me together. Because I held down everyone in my life. That's what I do. I love, honor, and respect everyone. Their friends become my friends. Their family become my family. I don't know any other way to be. I really don't. So this part right here is amazing. I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm growing, but I've learned to trust my intuition. My intuition, my discernment is the Holy Spirit. It has always guided me, but this time in my life, the last 3 years, it has saved me from what could have been horrific. I thought I went through stuff, but what could have been much more horrific if I didn't pay attention. So I will never question myself. I will never allow anyone else to question myself. If I say left, you better go left as soon as I say go left, and don't question nothing until we get to safety. And that's what I'm looking for now. Because if you tell me to go left, baby, all you got to do is say left, and I'm right there with you, mama. I'm right there with you. Because, hey, I've lived long enough to understand. Sometimes you got to go on GP. As if I'm rocking with you and you in my life or somewhere, I already trust you. You know, I can't never be with someone that I don't trust and love and see on a different level. I don't understand how people do that. They be with people that they can't stand, their worst enemies, because they want. I can't even fathom anything like that. So that's just to my wife. I'm not gonna say future wife because we already married. I already know I got a real G because I know what I put out there in my petition. I want me. I want the same person to me that I have been to everybody. I tell you, when I gave that 8-hour prayer, it was no joke. And y'all better give the same, not the same one, but give your own. When I gave that 8-hour prayer, I was tired. My back was against the wall. I told God what I wanted from her from head to toe. How I needed her to be, how I needed her to show up, because I got tired of being Finette. Baby, y'all don't know Jesus like I know Jesus. And I keep telling y'all, nobody but you, Lord. Nobody but you, Lord. Nobody but you, Lord. Nobody will ever know me like Jesus. But this next one is the best one. And she's going to be the last one. I hope you got your last one. And if you don't, work on you so he can bring you that last one. But you got to raise your vibration. You got to heal. You got to conquer those fears and insecurities, because if you don't, you're going to keep attracting the same trash that you've been attracting all this time, because y'all right here and you need to be right here. You're going to keep finding everything, and it's going to look good because the devil want to keep you right here, but you got to be right here, baby. And when you get here, you're going to meet the other ones that's right here, and they beautiful. They some beautiful women and some fine men, but you got to get here first in order to get them. Become to you what you want to attract. Become the love that you want, baby. Become everything that you desire. Everything is spiritual. It's not physical. It's spiritual, spiritual, spiritual. One of the greatest books I ever read in my life was by Reverend Ike. And people thought he was crazy. Reverend Ike was onto something and people did not understand it. But they believed it when Tony Robbins said it. Catch me when I tell you. But they believed it later on when Tony Robbins told you, when Mel Robbins told you, when all these other people. But they didn't believe this little black minister in Harlem. Y'all better get out of your feelings. He was giving you the keys to life. Yeah, he passed the collection plate he was supposed to do. He was supposed to. But he was giving you the keys to life. Everything is spiritual, mental. We're going to say mental. You create the life that you want. How you see yourself is how your life will be. You got people, and I'm not going to say it, but they have negative beliefs about themselves. They go out the house, this happened, that happened, that, because you walked out there with a negative belief. All it had to do was come find you because you already put it out. I told you one day I went into the store, I had $20. $20 to my name as a grown woman. When I left that house, I looked like I had $1 million. My aura gave off $1 million. The people in there was ignoring the people that was in there paying with $200 and $300 and came to me with $20. And I walked out of there with some free stuff. With some numbers. What's this? What's that? Because I walked in there with an aura of I already know who I am, because I'm not going to let this physical tell me who I am. I'm a goddess. I've been a goddess since the day that I was born. I was in the PJs a goddess, and the people in the PJs knew I was a goddess. They knew I was not like them. So y'all better get out here, fix that crown. Yeah, baby, this is a crown. I don't care what you thought it was. And act accordingly. If you with Raheem, Rashida, and they're a peasant, you need to get rid of them. Because I'm royalty. I don't deal with peasants. Know who you are. And make the world know who you are. Don't accept anything less than what you deserve. Because you was born from a king. And even if the king was someone who wasn't of nobility, anything that the king produces is still royalty. Anything that the king produces is royalty, just like the queen. If the queen went out there and had a situation with the jester, with the this, that's still royalty because it came from her and she is royal. It doesn't matter where you came from, who you came from, how you came into this existence. Know who you are and walk with your head up high. Don't let nobody tell you about who you are. Can't nobody sit here and tell me about either one side of my family. I know who I am. I know I'm a child of the Most High. I know I'm the daughter of a king. Therefore, I'm a queen. I'm a freaking goddess. Y'all better walk with your head up high. Know who you are. Don't let nobody try to hoodwink you into giving up your nobility. As above, so below, as within, so without, on earth as it is in heaven. I keep trying to break it down to y'all got to get it. I'm going to lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. You are a co-creator. Start creating. Positive, because you've been creating hell your whole life. You have been creating hell your entire life. Now, how's that working out for you? Let's try to create heaven. Let's create heaven. We're going to speak positive affirmations over our life, over our families, over our situations. We're going to see the best regardless of what the world... It could be a tsunami out there. I'm laying on a beach in the middle of paradise drinking a freaking pina colada. Because my 3Ds does not dictate what's going on, baby. This energetic pull right now is bringing everything to me. All the abundance that the universe has for me is on its way. The greatest love of my life in human form is on its way. But y'all don't want to hear from this little brown girl. Y'all want to hear from this little brown girl the way y'all didn't want to hear from that little brown minister called Reverend Ike. But y'all gonna listen to somebody else. Ashe.